Welcome back to MJL 3764 collecting Elvis on vinyl. Today I thought we'd take a look at another 70s album in detail. So let's get straight in and let's pick Moody Blue. Moody Blue would be the last album that Elvis would see released during his lifetime in 1977. It's a bit of a fan favourite. Features 10 tracks, 6 studio tracks and 4 live tracks. The 6 studio tracks I believe are really strong material recorded in a den at Graceland. The 4 live tracks, well, we'll get into that later. One of them was over 3 years old and had already appeared on an album before. Let's have a look at some variants. As usual, we'll go for the English copy first. Moody Blue. That's what the back cover looks like. The label on the orange. Now, when this album came out, I tried to get hold of a copy just after Elvis's death and they were sold out. So this particular copy, the English copy, I couldn't get, it was sold out. So the guy in the record store said to me, pointed me to Elvis Presley Boulevard, the last studio album before this one, and that's the one I had to buy actually. And I came back about a month later to pick this up and they still didn't have an English copy. It was still sold out, so I picked up a French import, which I'll show you later. So it sold very well, this one. Here's another copy. Now this one, it's got this sticker on the back. Record made in Germany, sleeve printed in England. Back cover's exactly the same. Now if you look at the record, the font is slightly different as per the German releases, but it does still say England on the record. And England on the sleeve. Whereas if you do look at the record, if I can find it, it does say made in Germany on the run out groove. Let's see if I can find it. 1 second. Okay, sorry for the glare, but I hope you can see that. Made in Germany. On the run out groove. So if you take a quick look at the printing, you can actually see the difference between this one and this one. This copy is the French copy, which I mentioned earlier. It's a slightly bluer cover than the UK one, and it does feature the catalogue number top right hand side of the sleeve, unlike the UK copy. Turn it over, slight differences obviously on the back of the sleeve and at the top. Labels on the orange. And that's my original copy from 77. Here's another copy. This one features that. It's not a sticker actually, that's actually on the record, printed on the record. Hit single way down. This is a German record. Again, you can normally tell by the labels on the orange. But the sleeve is actually made in Holland. And you can see there That's another copy of Moody Blue. Now of course the most famous copy of Moody Blue would be the American blue vinyl version. That's what the sleeve looks like. And the record on the blue. Nice release for its time. Now for those that are interested, on this copy, on the Run Out Groove, I believe it says Mastertronics GAM. And you may be able to just make that out there. Moody Blue reached number 3 in the UK charts in 1977. Quick look at the track listing. You'll see that side 1 is basically a live side, and side 2 is basically a studio side. Now, to me this never sat very well with me, having He'll Have to Go sandwiched in between the live tracks. I would have preferred to have seen the first 4 tracks being live and then the last 6 being studio. It doesn't sit well with me having He'll Have to Go sandwiched in between the live tracks. As we said earlier, Let Me Be There was actually the same version taken from this album in 1974. That's the Mid-South Coliseum March 20th 1974 concert. So again, looking at the amount of soundboards we now have, I would have preferred if Felton would have, if he wanted to put this track on there, put a different version. There's plenty of live versions out there, good sounding soundboards. I would have preferred that to have been on there, a different version of Let Me Be There than the same one that we'd already had. Again, it's showing up that they were short of material, as said on a previous video. I believe it was the Raised on Rock video which I did. RCA was so short of material at this time that they had to put live tracks on this album. Elvis didn't turn up at the studios in January 1977. As I said on that previous video, if they would have used some of the discarded backing tracks from Raised on Rock, and Elvis would have put a vocal to There's a Fire Down Below. Even though I like this album, I think it would have been a 10 times stronger album if it was just a studio album with just those songs on it. I think it would have really been a better album than it was. Of course, some of these tracks are very old. Unchained Melody, of course, old song. If You Love Me, Let Me Know, Let Me Be There, Olivia Newton-John, Little Darling, Diamond, He'll Have to Go, Jim Reeves. These are the versions that I remember. So, quite old songs. Again, Unchained Melody, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, and Little Darling were extensively overdubbed, even though they were live recordings. You can hear them in the FTD version of Moody Blue, which I'll show later on. And there you've got the singles way down the Moody Blue. So let's take a look at them. First single release from Moody Blue was Moody Blue, which came out before the album. There's a single. And this is quite an unusual one, this one, because if you look at this single and this single, if you look at the 4-prong, this is actually one of the ones that they used to make up to about 1974. They stopped making these 4-prong, and you've got these ones after 74, which if you look at the space between the 4-prong, it's a bit smaller than these copies. So you don't often see this one. That would be your regular single of Moody Blue. You can see the difference there. That's a jukebox copy. It's also issued in a solid, which I don't have at the moment, which is one that I'm on the lookout for, and this one, the injection label. And the B-side was She Thinks I Still Care. Something to note, the credits on this song here, She Thinks I Still Care. On the single is credited to S. Duffy and D.L. Lipscomb. If you look at the English copy of the album, it's got the same credit. Duffy and Lipscomb. On the French copy, you have Dickie Lee. And also on the American copy, you've got Lee as well, credited for She Thinks I Still Care. Moody Blue reached number 6 in the UK singles chart. The next single to be released was Way Down. This reached number 1 in the UK singles chart. A few copies of this single. That's a jukebox copy, and there's the injection label copy. Backed with Pledging My Love. Moody Blue, of course, was issued on CD. First copy looked a bit like that. All exactly the same, really. Second copy. This one, when it was issued again on CD, featured a different cover. Different CD. And an extended track listing. This actually featured the Boulevard album as well, so it's 2 albums on one, really. This one. And you've got the original cover inside, so if you didn't like that one, you could always swap it for the original. Was issued in this box set. 20 original albums, look like that. With a cardboard type sleeve. And of course in this box set, looking like that, in a cardboard type sleeve. And I'm sure there's a few more out there as well. Moody Blue is out on FTD as well, as a double CD. Very nice package, featuring plenty of alternatives. And a nice booklet as well, with an alternative cover there on the front of the booklet. Which I do like the cover. Obviously the 2 pictures are from '72, so they're a little out of the time frame, but a lot of fans do bemoan that too many live shots were used on studio albums. Obviously this is a studio and a live album, but personally I would have loved to have seen this shot here in the booklet. I would have loved to have seen that as the actual cover to Moody Blue. I think that's a great shot of Elvis. 76, it's in with the times. He looks quite moody. He's wearing completely blue. It's Moody Blue. To me that would have been an excellent cover. Front or back actually. Either there or there. But quite happy with the cover as it is. Favourite tracks on this album for me would be Moody Blue, Way Down and She Thinks I Still Care. The next video will be another movie soundtrack. I'll give you a line from the film now, and if you know which movie I'm referring to, please put it in the comments. The line will be, "What do you mean blind? He hit it, didn't he?" Okay. So for now, just remember, while there's music, life's no waste.